orders are as follows. Good morning, cadets, and welcome back to Middle Earth, which is gonna be a bit of a tips and tricks video for the divide and conquer playthroughs. Yes, I have selected the Gondor because I have some of you that was asking how I was doing the defense of Ker Andros. I mean, I know I already did some of the movements. I'm just gonna explain them. It's basically very easy. Just make use of all the forts, because some of these forts are not filled up. So what you can move, what you pay upkeep, just move them out. Of course, here in Aduland I can move this guy as well.
Ready your weapons.
And I'm gonna keep him there. For now, yeah, I'm gonna pay upkeep. Always start from the west. And make sure you focus really quickly on meeting holes if you don't have the first level. Then, of course, Mason Souls to just dumb down. Actually, yeah, to make it a bit more easier. But what you can do to make it even more better, I know it's a building income 40, but it will pay a bit on the long run. So just try to go, and this was actually will save a bit more cash. So yeah, go leather tanners where you can. The same over here. So focus is gonna be make sure you have the meeting holes. Then it's gonna be leather tanners with meeting holes, and then of course Mason's Guild House. And that way you're gonna have an increase of money. Some of these settlements already have free upkeep for the generals, so that's really good. Ithring, I don't have the land clearance, so you're just gonna leave the meeting hall. Then what else? The same Matarnost. Same here. It's gonna be meeting halls all over. Kalenhad. And then probably here. Pelargir. Go for Edel Tanner. Gonna save up a bit more cash. I guess I'm doing this with you. And I'm saying just a bit, not a lot, unfortunately. And this Minas territory has leather tanner, so you can just go for the blacksmith. Here, leather tanner, although... yeah, sure, you can leave the leather tanner. And then what about here? The same. So that's gonna be it. But I think it's best maybe meeting hall, then leather tanner, where you can. Most of these places, yeah. So this would be the building order in my opinion. And afterwards, of course, it's gonna be the movements. Like I said, make use of the forts. Kalenhad, you have this Guzman free upkeep. You can move everybody from Kalenhad, including Ker Andros. You have in this fort over here. So that means you have 4 guys not paying upkeep. This fort in the south of Minas Tirith, you can have the garrison from Osgiliath completely with Forlong from Kalasast, because the Gondor militia you're not paying upkeep, so that's helpful. Minas Tirith, you're not paying upkeep for these guys, so that's great.
Your will, my lord.
Well, yeah, you can take these guys from Pelargir. I actually moved them towards this fort, but I think... what's his name? Hathor.
As you wish.
I think it would be best if you move him towards this fort here.
Go no further today.
And then what you have these guys up here in the north with what's Ring of Vale. We have doing here. You can try to move him to this fort first, not to pay upkeep. This guy, there were some militia. Was it? Yeah. Militia and Kalenvel, we can move towards this fort near Longallen. These guys from Celerond are inside this fort, which is Hirwin and the Cav. The pikes are from Longallen. So I think this would be mostly the movements, if you want to like save cash as much as possible. The same with taxes, I say push as much as possible, but not too much that you don't get any growth. So keep the growth at minimum. For example, here if I go over it at a high tax rate, it's 0% growth. Here is the same 0%. In other places, if I go very high, this population is dropping. So try to squeeze as much as possible. Now, you do have another option. You can move Devil in. Now, I already tested this before I started recording. You can have enough to move Devil in here in this fort. But the thing is, you lose like 500 or something. 500, 600 just income. So he's like around maybe 400 upkeep, so you're still winning 200. If you move him into the fort, you lose much more. I tested it, and before I did the changes now, this guy is here. It was 2,900 was projected treasury total. I moved him into the fort and it dropped like around 2,300. So despite the fact you're paying upkeep for Dervolin in Ethering, I suggest leave him there, because that's gonna bring you more money. And since you have the meeting hall, 2 turns you're gonna pay upkeep for him, and then it's gonna be free upkeep. And I think that's much more better. Now, the most important piece is your turn. He starts in Thanos, you're paying upkeep for him anyway. You could, if you want, move him into this fort near Thanos as well, not paying upkeep. And I don't know, I think maybe he has enough movement speed to jump into the next fort near Karasast. But it's irrelevant. You need to have him as fast as possible towards or near Kerandros. And he's gonna stay here in this fort. And by the time he arrives into the fort, I think he should have enough cash to make the meeting hall in Kalenhad. I think, yeah, that should be the next one. It goes from west to east. So it's gonna be Kalenhad, Karasast, investment for the buildings, and then you have Kerandros, those Gilead. Although, you can do something like this. Better. Okay, just cancel the Mason Swords in Minas Tirith, and then you have Kalenhad on. Because Kalenhad can bring you a lot of cash as well, and Kalemir is a really good general to have inside, just to keep him there. Again, now depends where do you want to focus your troops. Again, these guys from Pelargir, if you want to save cash, I would suggest this fort, or either of these forts. Depends where you want to focus. If you want to do my tactic, I keep Mordor and everyone else here by choosing all the battles at Kerandros, and I'll explain what's going on here at Osgiliath in just a second. Then yeah, move everybody towards the south, or as I did in my Gondor campaign, I did the choosing tactics over here, and I focused everything towards Isengard, relieving Rohan from any issues on this side. Again, depends what's your objectives. You can just focus on the south and make sure Mordor doesn't sneak by, or depends on the Vairiags if they decide to go evil or stay good, you know. And now, at Osgiliath, why only have Boromir besieging East Osgiliath? It is rebel. The reason being, now maybe in this version they might have changed because I have not tested it this one. But when I did in my Gondor campaign, rebels are the last ones to move. Which means if Mordor wants to besiege Osgiliath, they cannot, because it's already under siege by me, and since we are at war, it's not exactly, oh, we're gonna come and help you and you're taking the city. No. That way you blockade Mordor from taking East Osgiliath, besieging it and whatnot. And when the rebels' turns come, you just retreat. You don't take the fight, you just press retreat. Boromir is gonna retreat to the rest of Osgiliath. All good. Hopefully sometimes, I think in some tests, I think the rebels might move out of the settlement and stay on the bridge. If that happens, then you're kind of screwed, because Mordor can jump in, take the settlement, and you're gonna have to focus forces here. That's why plan B would be the only units that you gonna train at in the first turn are the Fountain Guard, mostly to have them to have the recruitment pool going, and it's gonna be the Ithilien Rangers in Kerandros, because you're gonna do the defense for Kerandros with Faramir and maybe tops 4 more Rangers when you have them available. So by training 1, you're gonna have 3 Rangers and Faramir. and that's mostly all you need. You can clear a lot of Mordor armies before you let the towers do the rest. And with the towers, that's why Yorthon comes into play. Every time Kerandros is under siege, you just take Yorthon out of the fort right here, which you're not paying upkeep, and move him on the bridge to come as reinforcements. And then basically just do a sally out and have Yorthon not controlled by the AI, that's very important, having control by you, and then just do the cheesing, which I'll show really soon. So I think this would be the starting movements for Gondor. Then of course this also kind of kickstarts your economy a bit. Leather Tanner, yeah, you're gonna invest like 700, roughly average 700 to 800, but you have a straight 40 income, and that's gonna help you with the economy. Of course, when you're gonna start getting people out of the forts, you know, trying to get objectives, you're gonna pay upkeep. But I would say this would be the opening moves. Now, what else we can do? You can get a diplomat because you don't start with a diplomat, sure, as well. Okay.
Ready your weapons.
This is the important part. Have Yorthon move from Tarnos directly towards Kerandros, and have Boromir each turn. You're gonna have to remember to put Istos-Gilad under siege. If you forget one turn, I mean, of course, you can load back up, but if you forget, then Mordor's gonna take it. And as far as I know, as long as this is under siege, I don't think you kind of override the auto expansion with this. So yeah, let's. I'll see you into the next turn, and afterwards, I'll show you what's what. If something else happened, I'm gonna stay with the Toggle Fog of War. It does not matter. It's not. This is not gonna be a playthrough of Gondor campaign again. So yeah, let's continue. Alright, and okay, rebels decided to break the siege. They did not move on to the bridge, so again, first things first, put this under siege, maintain it, it's all good. Mordor is gathering up. They're probably gonna soon attack Kerandros. You might think like, okay, why would they attack Kerandros? Because we're not bordering them. Unfortunately, we do border them through here at Galabrin. So unless in version 5 they change something and maybe you just keep Istos-Gilad under siege and don't take it, and Mordor doesn't attack Kerandros, they should attack because we are bordering them. Despite the fact that we are not bordering them directly via roads, you know, but we're still bordering them. Okay, Q stalled, that's for sure. So the only thing it's not building is West Osgiliath. The rest, yep, the rest is building. So again, you can just continue moving troops, have those guys over there, those guys over there. Again, depending where you want to focus your troops afterwards. And if you look, we're gonna have 4,000 next turn, which I don't think it's gonna be enough because most of the building is gonna finish this turn. So you're even like this, you're still gonna have a couple of turns that's gonna be Q stalled. Because yes, I'm gonna finish the meeting hall here. You're not gonna pay upkeep for Dineon, Anulond, but then cash is gonna get invested in the Leather Tanner. Was Mason Souls here, and all that, which is gonna help. Is, like I said, meeting halls, focus on them. Yeah, you're paying 1,000. I think if you have the Mason Souls build up to the max, is like 700 to pay for it. But until you get that, there's no point. Just pay 1,000 directly, and it's gonna help you in the long run because you're not paying upkeep for the generals or possible troops that you have inside. And this is how should the second turn look for you. And of course, you just fiddle around to see if you can push more taxes and whatnot. Maybe move more troops, but this is mostly how it's gonna be at the moment. Yeah. What else? That's all good. You have the Leather Tanner. I mean, here at Kerandros, you have 3 upkeep 3. I would say 260 upkeep, no, not a lot. But you could have the meeting hall here first, actually, yeah. Like I said, meeting hall first. And that way, when this guy, the Rangers, finishes, you have the meeting hall finish, and you're not gonna paying upkeep from the start. So that's the change there. Westos Gilead. You could leave the Leather Tanner, it's fine. They're happy as it is. And whatnot. And even so, you already have a free upkeep because of that. And you can have the Gondor Militia here. There you go. And they're happy. And you're not paying upkeep. Again, make sure Yorthon is moving towards there. And next turn, we're gonna have the meeting hall finish here. Which means you can move Kalemir back in Kalenhad. And that'll be wonderful. And there was maybe more. No, those guys have been moved. You moved there. And yeah, okay. I'm not gonna make any more moves towards objectives. Like I said, this is up to you where you want to focus. But this is how it should be. Right, I'm gonna do more end turns until, let's see if Mordor attacks me here. If not, I'm gonna let them take Istos Gilead, and then definitely they're gonna start attacking me at Kerandros, just for the purpose to show the fight at Kerandros. And again, you can take the diplomat, do the diplomat missions.
Tomorrow's journey.
If you want to cheese more, my suggestion would be move them towards Khazad-dûm directly, and just spam them for map info, so they can give you cash, and that will bolster your economy even more. But yeah, I'll see you into a cheesing fight for Kerandros. Alright, and welcome to the Kerandros cheesing tactic. How I do it is I literally just have everybody out here on the walls, like clamped up together. And of course, you have Yorton on the way, and by the time they're gonna retreat, so yeah, they are gonna retreat. I'm gonna speed to this. You can also try to pick your targets as much as possible. Make sure they're on god mode so they don't start moving, your archers that is. And this is where the fun begins. And yeah, these kind of cheesing tactics, you're gonna need to have patience. Also, you need to be careful here. You only have one entrance, so this is very important that you only have like Yorton, like a small stack of cav, so you can quickly get in and out. Now, usually the AI might detect that the gate is open and start moving. And you can see there was some movement over there. Now, this army actually has like 2 generals, and one of them has like 2 gold chevrons, and the other one has like 2 silver. Yeah, there's the bodyguard. So you need to pick up weak targets to make that's how you make the enemy come near the walls. And this is a tactic you can apply on any fight, any cheesing battle or settlements. And okay, orc hosts, I'm just gonna do a charge, just poke them a bit, retreat. Let's see if he's gonna start following me. Looks like they're moving. One charge was enough. Yeah, now gates are open because I'm just gonna stop right before the gates. Gates are open because, yeah, we have reinforcements. Okay, and that's gonna be in range of Faramir, and to have towers active, you're just gonna have Yorton right here, and you can hear that the towers are already fighting. And this is it. this is how you deal with a big army and whatnot. If you want, I'm just gonna do speed 2. Yeah, choose like bigger targets like generals. At some point you might have the Witch King and whatnot. And this is pretty much it. And this is why you need like a small unit of cav, so you can quickly sneak by. Because once they detect that the gates are open, they might start, you know, charging through. So you need to be quick about it. Which side was Farmir? This side. Okay, you can have, for example, him fighting over there. So you literally just choose targets. Let's say, for example, what were chosen here. Moran guard, and then on this side, what were chosen for the bodyguard. With him, with Faramir if you want as well. And once arrows are finished, you're just gonna move them off the wall, so the towers remain active. And mostly I would keep Faramir because he can replenish, while all the rest are just gonna stay into the town square. Unfortunately, we did not manage to get any of the generals. Let's see if we can get those. Right, and so far, just by doing this, it's what, 30%? We just kill with just the archers. You could keep them on the walls as well, but the thing is, some of the fights that you can cheese, that you're gonna cheese like this, they might have, or not they might have, they're gonna have archers, and sometimes their archers gonna fight back, and they might get one of them, one or two. And yeah, you're just gonna wait. And the tower should be able to clear some of these guys down here. Yeah, they were like 86 here, they're now 95, 84 now. And this is it. Now again, you need to have this no time battle. If you have time limit, you won't be able to do this. If it's like a smaller army, yes, you might be able to do it. If not, well, that sucks. Okay, one other thing you need to watch out for this kind of cheesing battles is that towers don't target the general proper, like the unit that is a general, because it kind of considers extra. And if the general doesn't die by mistake, you know, because it can still die from towers, but that's like secondary casualties, you know. Like maybe the tower wanted to hit the guy next to him and he hits the general, and then the general takes enough hits, and that way they can kill the general. It can happen, but a lot of the times you might find yourself that it's just the general left, because the way I see it and why it does this is because when you get into the battle, you have the general unit. For example, you have your rangers, they're 101. Faramir has 101 on the campaign map, but when you go into the battle, it spawns the general, so that's why you have 102. So I guess the game considers that, okay, 101 is the unit, I killed 101 from that unit is gone, despite the fact that the general is still there. So that's one thing you need to be careful about. And there goes another 10%. So once it's gonna clear a bit around here, you can start moving out with the cav. So that's why, especially in Kerandros, it's best if you have Yorton, because there's like 14 really good cav. You won't die that easily in case you get caught and whatnot. And you can run around easily. With larger number of cav, it's a bit harder to do this, especially in Kerandros. In other settlements that have like 2, 3, 4 gates, or 1 gate on each side, you can do it a bit more easily. And there you have it. And this was like, I think like 2,000 guys in it. So once this front line is there a bit more cleared, we can just move out with the cav. And once you move out with the cav, they're gonna start repositioning. They're gonna try to get a cav, but since it's a cav, you can run around easily. And Mordor does not have a lot of cav. Yes, they might have some marauders, some lake runes, and that's why you can focus fire with your rangers. You know, that will be the main targets. Generals, that's of course that's not to say no to generals, so that they have a morale hit, and once you do a couple more charges to make them move around and whatnot, they can start routing. But main target would be cav, if they have it, because yeah, cav can screw you over if you're not paying attention when you're going out. If Mordor manages to like blockade the entrance here and keep the gates from closing, that's it, you lost Kerandros. Because this is very minimal what you have over here. Very, very minimal. Because mostly, I think, even if you upgrade the hall up to the last level, you can have maybe 5 rangers total.
The enemy are badly
Plus
bloodied.
Faramir.
They have lost half their
That's
men.
gonna be free upkeep, you know. And there you have it. It looks a bit more thinner, don't you think? Again, this kind of cheesing tactic, you need to have patience. So I would advise, if you want to do this, I don't know, try to find something else to do around the house. Why not keep it in the background, come and check to see how much this has been cleared, if the towers are still firing. Because yeah, this is a bit of a blind spot over here. These guys, they still have the full strength. Then on this side, so it would be something like this, the firing angle. These guys obviously they haven't taken any damage. I think maybe these guys, maybe, but that's secondary. And I think we can fire up until, yeah, where these archers are. So there is a pretty good range. And I know they're not ballista tower. I think, in my opinion, level 2 towers that have normal arrows are a bit more accurate, and they can kill a bit more faster compared with ballista. Yes, ballista does a bit more damage, but it's not that accurate. And sometimes some of the chasing battles that I did with ballista towers, I was literally like, was 2-3 guys and like 20-30 shots, missed them. I was like, come on, really? And what do you know? During that discussion, we're up to 55% almost. So right now, you could say like, oh, it's not exactly a clear path. It is right down the middle, because it's been cleared. And even if you get caught with the cav, don't stand and fight, just literally force move so they can start moving. So right now, if I go out with Yorton, I can move quickly enough for him not to be able to blockade the gate, And I can just do... I have either left or right, and I can go around, do circles. Their archers might start firing, so that's why I'm saying not after your rangers don't have any more ammunition, move them into the town square, so that way they're not exactly in their archers range. And yeah, you can keep Faramir. I like to have the towers be active. Okay, looks like it's been slowing down in terms of how many orcs are dying out here. Yeah, the guard right here, they have a bit more numbers. Might go down. These black orcs only lost like 3 actually. Was it right? I think it was 106. So they're not exactly in view cone of the towers. So you have the orc host, Moran guard, the archers here. Again, always look for the weakest targets, like orc host, orc archers, even. What else? I think it was not the orc host that I charged into, right? Even Moranan guard you can charge into, just make sure you have a good angle and not charge them front. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you can also hear by how quick the towers are firing. It's not firing that fast anymore, which means you need to go out with the cav. Okay, let's make sure Faramir is around here, properly set, and okay, time to do a bit of cat and mouse. See, they're gonna move. Got a bit engaged over there. And you can actually just charge into their archers for a bit. Nope, get over there. As you can see, we still haven't lost any cav. Yeah, sure, he took some damage. And by going around, well, there goes one, but he's gonna replenish. And then you just go inside. And either he's gonna reposition again a bit in front, but since they have lost quite a bit of troops, they're gonna compact a bit more. So right now, you can hear the towers are firing at full strength. And they have a lot more targets out here. So right now we managed to move in such a way that Morgul Chosen here, Black Uruks, Halbeards, Morgul Chosen over there, they can get cleared out. The archers are a bit away. What can you do? Not sure where some of their generals ended up. Okay, we have one there. Orc host. I know you have two. Sometimes you might get lucky and have the generals like mix up with their army. Because yeah, one is there, and then I think it's way behind here. The other general. Or actually, no, somewhere around here. Black Uruks. He might be... Yeah, he's between these guys, Morgul Chosen, which actually they're under fire. And there's like 3 more guys from that general. So, in this instance, I might get lucky and have one of the generals killed by the towers. Because these Morgul Chosen are in range. And there you have it. That's how you cheese Gerandros. Again, like I said, make sure you're careful with the movements with the cav. Takes a long time, yeah, it does. Thing is, the rangers, your troops, they're gonna get experience, and then when you have like all these fully experience with weapons upgrade, if you get the guild and whatnot in here, they're gonna do a lot of damage. So like with 6, let's say, I think maybe you can take out like half of a Mordor army. Let's say like they have like 3,000 men or more. You can clear half with just the rangers if you have like 6 of them fully upgraded and all not. And by the positioning right now, it's a bit more easier to get out with Yorthon and run around to make them reposition. And this is basically what you do in the other cheesing fights. It's easier, yes, if you have cav, you can do with any cav. And depending what kind of cav you have, for example, with Dol Amroth, since we have a general cav, you can just keep the general inside. Harad, I believe the same. Khand, because we have cav general. And I think these are the only factions that have general as a cav, if I remember correctly. No. Ron, no. Dorinian, no. Yeah, I believe, no, Rohan as well. So you have these factions that you can literally have just the general inside and cheese the battles. In other fights that you have multiple entrances, if by any chance the main entrance or one of the entrances, the troops are too close, just use another exit, and usually the AI will detect that opening and then try to move over there. And either they're gonna continue towards the new spot, or they can stop halfway when they detect that the doors are closed. So you can literally just time it in such a way that they're under some towers and just move the general near those towers to have them active. So in a way, yes, if you have other troops just positioned to have the towers active, will help, because that way you don't have to run with just the cav around and whatnot. Now, looks like the general lost the other 2 bodyguards. That's within Morgul Chosen. Let's see if he gets hit, because he's kinda in front. Where is he? He's right here, so he could get like a side casualties. He can easily get hit by some other arrows. If not, by the end, Yorthon can clean up what's left. I think he might get away, because those Morgul Chosen are a bit too far in the back. But there you have it. Again, it's kind of thinned out, huh? And you can do this indefinitely. So if you want to have a Gondor campaign and focus and not rush Mordor, that is, because by the time they come with elite troops, Faramir and his range is gonna be like maxed out. Even Yorthon, because if you do charge, you just bait them, he's gonna gain experience from that. Plus, if he goes hunting, you know, to clear out any fleeing troops, again, you're gonna have really upset troops with gold chevrons in Kerandros. And in my opinion, it kinda is like lore accurate, because Gondor was fighting back and forth with Mordor, keeping them at bay. And yeah, you can focus on any other objectives, open other fronts, rush, I don't know, Kant, Harad if need be. That will actually kind of open the borders from the south, you know, with Mordor. So yeah, you can keep Kenandros all the time like this. And then maybe if, for example, you push Ostithil, for example, and just keep East Osgiliath under siege, and have the rebels just sally out and you don't take the fight. Like I said, you can focus on other fronts if you don't want to rush Mordor out, because yes, you can rush Mordor out as well with no issues if you just gather everyone. So yeah, in my Gondor campaign I did this, and I literally focused on Isengard, cleared them out, and then actually, if I remember correctly, I had an expedition. I went towards Umbar because in the previous version there was still the Corsair landing script, which basically meant Aradonayim were just dropping troops randomly on settlements, and if you took Umbar, then that wouldn't happen. And then after I took Umbar, I had like a base of operation over there. I could have just, you know, I focused on the south as much as possible. Now, again, if you don't have Cav generals or generals as a Cav, which basically think like this, Gondor does not have. You have only Yorthon, and you have, I think, Hirlin. I think is the name. Hirlin of Peanut Gallien, I think that's his name. That's the only two guys that you have as generals, as Cav. So that means you have to rely on cavalry militia or the Gondor cavalry. Which means my suggestion would be like keep like 2 or 3 in as a garrison. Use just one at a time to just poke them, and then the other ones keep them in reserve. If you take too much damage with one of them, you can bring another one, and so forth. Plus, it gives you option to easily use other gates and whatnot. So always have more than just one cav inside. Kerandros is a bit of a special case, so you can have just Yorton, no problem. Which seems we need to have them move around a bit.
For the moment, the fortune of battle goes
Oh, I lost another one.
Let's pray it remains as such.
Okay, let's charge.
Never again will the land of my people fall into enemy hands. The battle is very much in our favor.
Last another one. I mean, you might lose a couple more here because he's kind of weak at the moment. Okay, and then you go back. They're nicely positioned just in front. There's not a lot left. It's just the archers. At this point, you could just try focusing charge on the generals to break the morale. It will get a bit more longer the more they lose troops, that is. And actually, I forgot to mention for FYI, Mordor does attack you. This is actually in turn 4 that this is happening. So that's why rush Yorthon towards the fort, and you won't have any problem. And just call him out, come as reinforcement from the bridge. Alright. More on guard, orc host, 3 more there. So unfortunately the generals will not be picked out by the towers. And this is gonna pretty much, well, it's been over since the start. It's just a matter of time. And the thing is, the generals are so damaged, one charge should take care of them. Okay, that's one entire stack gone. Yeah, like 4 more over there. Run guard. Okay, I'm gonna try to get that Morgul chosen apparently. Okay, this means these guys are considered non-targets. So again, we go out. If you want to have the archers actually a bit more closer, for example, you just move on one of the sides. Towards there, and if something's far away, just to have them in range, then turn back, go back inside, and now you're gonna have the archers. Now it says they're firing, so you can keep Faramir spread out. Okay, Faramir lost one. That's no issues because you can literally just retrain. And should be enough not to add extra turns for retraining. Okay, and that thins out the archers. At least one of the guys. These guys as well are a bit in range, but they're not a lot left anyway. So what, total casualties, this would be like what, 6? Against like 2000 something, I guess, at least. Okay, and let's just go out, charge into that, orc archers. He's out. You do have to be careful with Tower of Friendly Fire, unfortunately. Okay, there goes one general. And there goes the other general.
The enemy are utterly vanquished.
Nice.
This is a great victory.
Yep. So that was 6 guys. Did I recover somebody by any chance? I did recover one from Yorkton. So yeah, 2,500 almost. And if you think about it, yeah, total losses was 2,500. Only thing that I lost 6 guys and they lost the rest. And there you have it. And this we can do with any amount of army. If it's like a smaller army, better, because you don't have to spend too much time here into the fight and whatnot. So this is how you defend Kiarandros indefinitely, in my opinion. If they bring siege equipment, much more better, because you can just hit them. Now, at some point when your economy is a bit more better, you can have Yorton inside and not keep him into the fort. That's another thing. For now, at the start you keep him into the fort so you don't pay upkeep. That's the idea. And then at some point, just keep him inside Gerandros. You don't care if you pay upkeep for him. So yeah, this is how you do it. And now I'm gonna show a bit of example how it's gonna be if you have archer units. If you don't have archer units or generals that are cav directly, like I said, bring or recruit normal cav, like 2, 3, 4, even depending how much you want, and you should be golden. And yeah, I'll see you into another chasing fight, but with archers.
We await your command.
Alright, and here we have an example of a chasing fight with just archers. I decided to pick up the Wooden Realm, and hopefully it's gonna be a bit more quicker and easier. Now again, they're gonna retreat over there, and let's see if I do have range. I'm just gonna start firing to them a bit, and it should be the same. At some point they're gonna see they took enough damage, and either they're gonna start moving towards me or just gonna stay there and take it for a while. Now of course this is Dol Guldur, so there we go. They're gonna start moving, and I'm just gonna start moving back. The gates are open and whatnot. With archers is a bit more trickier because, yeah, they're troops and you don't run that fast around. Now of course elves, they do have a bit of extra speed, but that's not what you have on all the others. Okay, and they're gonna move slowly but surely. Gonna have them together so they can go inside. And this is Enindolen, was it, if I'm not mistaken? So I have a gate on this side, I have a gate on every side. Okay, they should continue moving even after I'm inside. Yep, there we go. And again, depends on the settlement and which one you're doing the cheesing. You might have different layouts. Yep, and they're in range. So I should have 3 towers active, these 3. And yeah, this is it. Also, would suggest like to have 1 or 2 archers depending on the faction you're playing, but the premises is and the basics are the same. And now you can just go AFK and do what you want. Okay, so almost 20%. They're going down fast. Of course, it's Dol Guldur, so they're kind of weak troops. And now, either you're gonna use the same gate, and that actually will make their archers start to fire, so you might get some casualties because of that. But then again, if you have a settlement that has multiple gates, just go out a different gate. And the AI should try to go for the other entrance. So they will scheme along the walls. And again, like I said, just time it properly so they're under some towers. Go back inside, activate that tower, do a bit more damage, rinse and repeat, and that's it. Now again, you might say, okay, this is a small troop. True, but the AI kinda, I don't know, attacks depending on how many troops you have inside. So if he, the moment he thinks he can take it, he's gonna attack with that many troops. He won't all the time attack with a lot of troops. And sometimes if you think like this, yeah, it's better, because if you don't have the patience to do this, then yeah, having all the time like big troops to deal with, yeah, it's gonna get old quick. And you're gonna wonder, might as well just use auto resolve and console commands auto win attacker, like literally. Issue is, if you do that, sometimes you get casualties, sometimes you don't. So you want to do this with as few casualties as possible. Now, luckily, he has the archers in front. Well, he does have a group of archers in the back. That's his general. He does have some troops that are stealth here. So for sure, those guys took damage as well. And I think he might have range from here. He has a bit of high ground. So if I go out, these archers won't move closer. And now you know how I was doing all the cheesing battles. Okay, that attack is almost gone. Just one guy. Maybe he won't be targeted. Usually if it's like the banner guy, the towers don't target him anymore. As you saw in the Kerandros battle, there were like a couple of guys, a couple of stacks that had one guy left and the towers were not firing on them. Those scouts though, they're not having the range, so they have to come closer, unfortunately. So once these archers are thinned out, then I can come out and bait them a bit closer. Okay, 7. Looks like the banner fell. So that should be a full stack wipe over there from the towers, if the tower manages to hit them. One guy left. Actually, I think no. Cool. This will deactivate the towers, but the idea is to have them move close. And they are. Towers are active again. And now I think the scouts are in range as well. Yep, they are. Nice. And if you want, you can combine it with cav as well, you know, and not keep your archers not firing.
Only half the
It's
enemy
up to
force
you.
remains.
At some point, if you have your economy well established, you can have like cav, if you're playing a faction that has cav with archers combined and whatnot, just to speed it up if you don't want to wait that long. And look at them fall. So those scouts are not taking a lot of damage, right? I'm gonna move out again, just to have them closer, that is. And this might be a 0 casualties right here. I mean, these archers as well, they're kind of accurate from the Wooden Realm. So once I start firing with the rest of the arrows, we should be able to clear all of them. Maybe some of them will manage to run away. Who knows? You know what? I'm gonna do a salvo. Let's see. Try to speed it up a bit. Okay, focus on the Dolgador host. And stop. Okay. That should be more than enough. I think the guys that are invisible, they're kind of all gone. I think the answer is no. I think there's still a couple. Yep, there's still a couple over here. Okay, we still have 135 over there. 58, one of each here, but these guys, they don't have arrows. It's just the melee guys. We might have some casualties towards the end if I decide to just fight them melee, as my general is strong enough to deal with them. Okay, from the guys that are stealth, I think there are like 4 or 5 more left. It's just the scouts that are kind of spread out. They're not grouped up as the host. Well, my towers are still firing full throttle, actually. Three more guys left for those guys that I cannot see. I'm gonna do another salvo towards the Dolgador host. I think that's enough. This is the last salvo I'm gonna do. Are there any more guys? Yeah, I think it's just the one that the towers are not targeting. And now towers are fully targeting these guys in the back.
From such tidings does victory emerge.
I mean, no offense, narrator, but we haven't lost one guy. Okay, 26 there, 19. I mean, I think this could easily be a 1 minute in melee. These 3 guys from those stacks can go quickly down. Maybe I lose like maybe tops 5, I would say. Not even that. If I decide right now to go out and engage them in melee. Okay, let's see if they can organize or reorganize a bit better. There we go. Not exactly better there, but they gotta be more closer. And at least they're a bit more grouped up. Perfect. was about to say, are the towers firing because the hosts are not taking damage? But they are. They're focusing more on the scouts. Okay, 10 more there. You know what? Use the last of the ammunition on the general. And maybe you'll be lucky to hit him. And no, that didn't happen. Okay, the hosts are almost gone. Six more scouts. 5. Okay, that host, that entire stack might be gone because he's being targeted. It's just a matter of getting hit. But you know what? I mean, it's literally like a couple of guys left. There's no point. Charge.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops, the enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them
Let's see
down.
if I can catch that guy. That's my... Yep. Cool. Come on.
Be awed by the victory we have won here today.
This was actually 1000 close. So, no casualties. Okay, so this is how you do it as with the archers. Again, at your discretion you can have a bit more just to have a backup. But the general idea is the same. How you do it. And just a bit of patience. A lot of patience actually. And you can have stack wipes over stack wipes, because yeah, you can do the console commands and do the auto win and all that, but that doesn't do a stack wipe. So you wanna do a complete stack wipe, maybe have a troop like a big stack that you really wanna get rid of it 100%. This is how you do it. Well, hopefully this was enlightening and maybe a bit of fun to see this amount of troops getting wrecked, you know, and having like 1 or 2 guys die, and you can say that was because of stupidity, they slipped, you know. But yeah, this was close to 1000 that we dealt with. Mordor army was 2500, and again, you can have a lot of stack wipes like that over there and have Faramir and some of the rangers have max experience and be like beasts, like literally massacre troops with their arrows. And if you have like a generals, or you're playing with a faction that has archers, you don't have like cav proper and whatnot, again, this is how you do it. Now again, depends on the settlement. If you have multiple entrances, again, you can move from entrance to entrance. I know there in version 5 there are a couple of settlements, even if they're a town, you don't exactly have a proper towers, so you need to wait until large towns. So again, that depends on your discretion how you want to play it. If you want to use this tactic and make sure you have some towers, maybe it's best if you wait that the AI upgrades the settlement, or you're sure enough that you can make a big push until you can have a settlement that has proper towers and have the previous settlements, even if it's a town that doesn't have towers, but you know it's safe from being attacked. But yeah, up to you. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys, and these couple of tricks that you can do, and I'll see you next time. As always, don't forget to take care.